What's happening, world? Be March Boxing, and I'm back at it. Let's talk about this kid, Prime Time, formerly known as Little B-Hop, kid out of Brooklyn. Chris Colbert, good fighter, very good fighter right about now. And I think this kid right here is the best fighter at 130 pounds that nobody's talking about. I've been impressed with this kid, Chris Colbert, since I've been seeing him showcase on was it PBC? Yes, he's fought on PBC on Fox. He's fought on what you call it. He's fought on PBC on Fox. He's also fought on Showtime. And this guy holds an interim WBA 130-pound title. All right. Now, at 130 pounds, I believe Tank Davis is the legitimate champion after he beat what's his name? Leo Santa Cruz. You know what I mean? And Chris Colbert being the interim champion. It's only right that they make this fight happen, you know what I mean? Whether it's between Chris Colbert and Gervonta Davis. Chris Colbert has also won smoke with guys like, what's the guy's name? Leo Santa Cruz, you know what I mean? That'll be an excellent fight for him at this stage of his career. You know what I mean? Chris Colbert is not a guy who, if you look at his record, I believe he's like 15-0 with 16 KOs. Not 16, 6 KOs. Okay? But in the last fight, when he fought the kid, Jaime Arboleda, the Panamanian guy, who was in that terrific fight with, was it with Valdez? Not Valdez, Jason Velez. Very good fight. Very entertaining fight. That could have gone either way, you know what I mean? But, he's a good fighter, this kid, Chris Colbert, you know what I mean? His skill set is on par. He's flashy. He can box. He can bang. And I like how he handled himself versus Arboleda. Like I said, Arboleda was the guy who was the knockout artist coming into that fight. You know what I mean? Now, Chris Colbert wants all the smoke with everybody at 130 pounds. There's nobody he has not named, you know what I mean? And I believe this kid has the skills and he's the goods. I think he got the skills to pay the bills, to achieve everything that he desires in this boxing game. You know what I mean? The best fighter at 130 pounds nobody's talking about, you know what I'm saying? He had a W over a former world champion. Then at the time, maybe not at the time he fought him, but he was at one point in time the number one fighter at 130 pounds after he beat Takashi Uchiyama in Japan, knocked him out, and then he went back to Japan and beat him in a split decision, you know what I mean, to prove that it wasn't a fluke, you know what I'm saying? But the man Chris Colbert handled himself pretty well against a wily veteran like the man, what's his name? Jezreel Corrales, you know what I'm saying? And really and truly, at 130 pounds, he has a better resume, only at 15 fights than a lot of guys at 130 pounds, you know what I mean? I believe guys like, what's the guy's name? Jezreel Corrales, he's definitely he's definitely a better fighter at 130 pounds as far as more accomplished than the guys like the Tank Davises have been fighting at 130. Or who else is at 130? Tevin Farmer. Tevin Farmer had a nice cupcake world tour when he was defending his world title until it caught up to him and he fought the man Jojo Diaz. You know what I mean? Jojo Diaz, that was an impressive W, how he beat the man. I just mentioned his name. The cross-eyed kid out of Philly, you know who I'm talking about. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, look at Jojo Diaz now. He ain't got no strap. He ain't got no leverage in this game. But this kid, Chris Colbert, primetime, Little B-Hop out of Brooklyn, a guy who also was a highly touted amateur, you know what I mean? Didn't go to the Olympics. He claimed that there was a lot of politics involved in the game. That's why he fell back. But at the end of the day, this kid right here deserves everything at 130 pounds, you know what I mean? He's called out the Shakur Stevensons. He's called out Miguel Burchelt at the time. Miguel Burchelt now has lost, so I'm sure he wants all the smoke with Oscar Valdez. Don't get me twisted. Don't get it wrong. I have not heard him call out Oscar Valdez, but I haven't really heard no interviews from the man Chris Colbert or anything from him besides him mentioning Burchell when Burchell was the champion at 130 pounds with the WBC strap. He also wants smoke with Jamel Herring, you know what I mean? Jamel Herring has a fight with the man Carl Frampton that's been postponed yet again. I hear now they're going to probably have it in the Middle East somewhere. Looking forward to that fight. The winner of that fight should give this guy, Little B-Hop, an opportunity, you know what I mean? But I think Little B-Hop will be avoided, really and truly, this primetime Chris Colbert. I think he will be avoided, you know what I mean? I'm sure most fighters who are fans of the Oscar Valdez's, the Leo Santa Cruz's and them, they'll probably try to push for Chris Colbert versus Shakur Stevenson. Well, look, Chris Colbert does want that fight too, so I'm not mad at that fight one bit, you know what I mean? But Shakur Stevenson versus Chris Colbert would make for an excellent fight, you know what I mean? But I personally would like to see him face Oscar Valdez or anybody really and truly who has a strap, because guess what? At this given time and moment, Shakur Stevenson has no strap at 130 pounds, you know what I mean? I'm not quite sure. Shakur Stevenson should get the opportunity to fight the winner of Frampton versus Herring. It's only right. That's how they do it with the WBO. When you move up to the next weight class, you get first dibs. You get the first shot at the WBO strap in the next division you moved up to. You know what I mean? Then hopefully Chris Colbert could get himself a Tank Davis fight or any of these other guys. But Chris Colbert is a guy who's his skill set I've been impressed with, especially how he stopped the Jaime Arbolado Panamanian kid in the 11th round. You know what I'm saying? Chris Colbert only has 6 knockouts. You would have thought that coming into that fight, he had only 5. You know what I mean? You'd think he'd probably try to box, stay at range and just, try to avoid the big power shots from Jaime Arbolado, but that wasn't the case. The kid took it to his chest, got up on the inside, and taxed that ass, you know what I mean? So, big ups to Chris Colbert, the best fighter at 130 pounds that nobody's talking about. Y'all talk about Tank Davis, which is all well and fine. If you're talking about Tank Davis too, why don't you recommend or suggest that man also get in the ring to consolidate these WBA titles? The interim title held by the man Chris Colbert and the real title held by the man Gervonta Davis. Let's see this fight happen. They both fight on PBC, so this fight shouldn't be hard to make. B-March Boxing, let me know what y'all think about Little B-Hop or Primetime Chris Colbert out of BKNY. I'll catch you on the next one. I'm gone.